Welcome back to Animal Appreciation. This week we are talking about seahorses and sea dragons, because I want to. Starting note, seahorse and by extent sea dragons are fish. They're not their own thing. Well, they technically are their own thing because fish is iffy in general. Fish don't really exist, but they are classified as fish. They're just weird looking fish. We have to start off with my all-time favorite, one of these guys, just in general, one of my favorite sea creatures, the leafy sea dragon. And this thing looks like it shouldn't exist. Like, it looks like a plant became sentient, and that's kind of what happened. Okay, that's not even close to what happened, but that's what it looks like. Largely used for camouflage, which works great. Like, this bad boy does look quite a lot like seaweed, which is great for things that don't want to eat seaweed but do want to eat sea dragons. They do live around a bunch of areas down in Australia on the, not the tropical reefs, but the more rocky reefs around there, again with lots of seaweed. Going into the seahorses, we have the knobby seahorse, which again lives around a bunch of the coastal areas of Australia. This is the Naisna seahorse. It is the rarest seahorse in the world. It is only found in the brackish, so salt mixed with fresh waters around South Africa, specifically Naisna, South Africa. It's found in these estuaries around Naisna, and it is so far the only known estuary seahorse. All the rest of them are all saltwater. These are kind of the only guys that are found in salt and fresh, well, salt mixed with fresh water, so brackish. Yeah, so these guys are the rarest and most endangered seahorse in the world due to the fact that they're found in such a small area. This is the hedgehog seahorse. It is a very common seahorse species, actually. It's found in coral reefs in a ton of places, including like around Australia, up to the Philippines, Indonesia, all the way around to like Sri Lanka, Taiwan, Thailand, Vietnam. It's very widespread in coral reefs around all those areas. Got another sea dragon here. This is the weedy sea dragon. So there's actually only 3 species of sea dragon. This one, the leafy one, and the ruby one, which I'll talk about in a second. So the weedy sea dragons look very similar to the leafy sea dragons, just with less dramatic plumage than them. So weedy and leafy sea dragons are both found in similar areas, like around the coast of Australia, but I'm pretty sure the weedy ones are actually more common because their other name is the common sea dragon, so there's that. This is the zebra seahorse. I'll give you a second to guess why, but they're found up around the northern coast of Australia. These guys I think are my favorite seahorse species. I like the leafy sea dragons, are my favorite out of all of them, but these guys are up there as well. This is the tiger tail seahorse. You can kind of see by all the stripes on its tail, and this is another one with a very wide distribution as well. This one has a pretty similar distribution to the hedgehog seahorse, just a bit more northern, not as much around Australia. It is also found around like China and Indonesia and Thailand, Vietnam. So again, a pretty well distributed seahorse. This is the thorny or spiny seahorse. Again, pretty wide distribution, slightly rare to see though, but it is found in quite a lot of areas around Australia and then up into Indonesia, Papua New Guinea, around Bali, all those areas. And again, one of my favorite ones. It's very cool looking with all those spikes and stuff. This is the largest seahorse species, the potbelly seahorse or the big belly seahorse. Again, very creative names. I don't think you'll be able to guess why it's called a big belly seahorse. These guys are commonly found all throughout the Pacific Ocean, so again, a lot around Australia, Indonesia, and these guys are some of the more commonly pet seahorses, and I don't know, like, if you have the right setup and everything, seahorses as well as a bunch of other saltwater fish can be good pets, but also lots of people just aren't equipped to have seahorses as pets and take care of them, and also if they're wild caught, that's not good for the population. So unless you have experience and the proper setup and everything, I wouldn't get seahorses as pets. This is the dwarf seahorse, and it is absolutely adorable. It's actually not the smallest seahorse species, it's the third smallest seahorse species, but it is found around the Caribbean areas, so also down into Mexico, up around Florida, so it's a more American-ish species. Australia decided to share some of its seahorses with the Americas, so thanks for that. But yeah, these guys are really, really cute, and I'm obsessed with them. This is the ruby sea dragon, the last of the sea dragon species and the most recently discovered one. It does look quite a lot like the weedy or common sea dragon, but they are different species, mainly characterized by their bright-ass red color. These guys, again, are found all around Australia, a bunch of areas around there, and yeah, they're just really cool looking because they're so bright. And finally, we have the smallest seahorse species, the Satomi's pygmy seahorse. They are teeny tiny. They're only found around West Papua in Indonesia, and their average size is about half an inch tall, so they are tiny, and I love them.